What's up, guys? It's our wrestling podcast coming back at you with another episode. This is Dave Vicious, along with Just a Total Package, and Craig the British Bulldog, bringing you our perspective on the world of professional wrestling. No inside sources, no ties to the industry, just stories from the diehards, sharing opinions with you. Today's topic, What If Part 5. For audio fans, give us a listen on Apple, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. And for video, check us out on YouTube at Our Wrestling Channel. And Just has some lovely options on for the other viewers. On the left, and please give us a follow on Instagram at O.W.P 2019. Hey guys, what's been the big deal about Part 5? What are we doing?
Our friend Kyle at Apron Bump. I did a podcast with him last year.
Kyle.
We did Ground Zero review, and I had a good time. We need to fit him on this. He wants to come on our podcast, so we will arrange that.
It. Please come.
He does a lot of this stuff. So this is our fifth. About 3 years ago, we started What If, and what we would do at that time was we were like, what if, and then we would all just go around, you know, if Undertaker went to WCW and left WWF during the Monday Night Wars or whatever.
Or what if he never came, right?
And this particular subject that I'm doing, because we're on the march to Wrestle fucking Mania, one of my offerings on, I don't remember what part it was, 2 or 3, I said, what if WrestleMania was always 2 nights? And then we kind of talked about it for 3 minutes or so and then moved on to another offering. But here I wanted to do a whole episode, and I went to Chatterick GPT to get some help here. Now, I want you to envision, since WrestleMania 1 in 1985, we all know what the main events ended up being. So more than likely, they're going to be night 2 main events. ChatGPT, you did okay. You did okay, Chatterick. You did all right. So I'm going to go over with you guys. I'm going to let you guys, if you agree or disagree, we'll do night 2, which typically is going to be what was the actual main event. Because as we know, WrestleMania 35 was the last WrestleMania where there was only one main event. And from 36 on, because of the pandemic, we have done 2 nights. But what if, guys, WrestleMania.
So what'd you ask ChatGPT to do, to spit out like sample cards of what they would be based on?
So I basically said, like, you know, considering that the main event that actually happened of that WrestleMania is probably going to be main event of night 2, what should or would have been the main event of night 1? And I would say,
how far can we go? Because it seems like a lot of WrestleManias to cover. What do we?
No, I mean, basically, I'm going to tell you what Chatterick said. And again, we can't really dispute one of the main events because it just happened. So there's really no way you can do it. But a lot of stuff we're going to agree on, but some things maybe we rearrange. Maybe we say the main event that ended up happening, that should have been a night 1 main event, and night 2 should have been this. So I'll just jump right in. You'll get the rhythm. Yeah, I'm positive. WrestleMania 1. The main event was Hulk Hogan and Mr. T against Roddy Piper and Orndorff. Such hype, for the time. What a huge pop culture phenomenon that was, or whatever. That's night 2 main event. I don't think we can dispute that. That's just going to be the big driver home. Night 1, though, ChatGPT told me it's Wendy Richter against Leilani Kai, which is correct, actually. I would not dispute that because that Cyndi Lauper was involved in that. She was also a major part of the Rock and Wrestling Connection in the 80s. I think that's awesome. Just to think about that, though. And then kind of, you know, we won't talk about it in detail, but you got to book 2 cards now. You know, you got night 1 that ended with Wendy Richter winning the WWF Women's Championship back from Leilani Kai with Fabulous Moolah in her corner and Cyndi Lauper. So we end and we go to sleep that night. Oh, what's going to happen in night 2? And then we do that. So obviously there's going to be a couple more matches per night, right? Like, because it's going to be 2 nights, which kind of would change the whole dynamic of pro wrestling. WrestleMania 2 is super interesting because it was held from 3 different venues in the same night. Right. So there were 3 main events. Night 2 here, it has it listed. Hulk Hogan defends the WWF Championship against King Kong Bundy in the debut of Big Blue. That's going to be a thing. And then night 1, it suggests Mr. T versus Roddy Piper in the boxing match. Not because
am I not mad about that, right?
Well, not because of the quality. You have to figure, like, we didn't know how bad that fucking match was going to be until we saw it. But yes, again, Mr. T kind of trying to ride the momentum from the year earlier, being a part of WrestleMania 1. I think so. The only other alternative would be the NFL Battle Royal, which Andre would win. That would be the only other thing that I could say that maybe would main event
the fanfare is too huge for Mr. T, and Piper was so over.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with Chatterick. on that one.
Chadrick.
WrestleMania 3, Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant, of course, is main event of WrestleMania, the night 2. Night 1, I don't think we're going to say anybody else except for the Intercontinental Championship, Randy Savage against Ricky Steamboat. Before we even knew what the quality was, just to have the Intercontinental title main event night 1.
Right.
What else was
you
that?
brought this up? Sorry, Craig, you go first.
So what I think WrestleMania 3, but didn't that also have Piper and Adonis?
Yes, in Piper's Retirement.
So,
yes, Craig. Yeah. Maybe that main event's night 1.
Right. So I completely agree with ChatGPT up until like maybe the Intercontinental Championship shouldn't be assumed as like the night 1 main event on paper, right?
like
Which
it.
would be. But probably Piper's like send them off.
That's a great
off
point.
their ass, Tito. Piper and Adonis, Piper's retirement.
And
would
you have to
probably
figure
main
that
event
if
night
there
1.
was 2 nights, the politics of Piper going, come on, man, you've always chosen.
Yeah.
Oh, give me one, man. Give me night 1, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's totally
that's
true.
kind of bigger
That's a good
today
point.
than the second best title.
I like that.
When you brought this up from the get, this is the first slide I went to was, well, night 1 is going to be the Intercontinental match, but it's because of the aftermath, not because of the booking.
Craig, I never doubted ChatGPT, and Craig GPT set me straight. So I agree with you. I agree with you. I think the hype of Piper and then the politics going, you've always chosen Terry, man. You've always. He's like, calm the fuck down. Well, there's 2 nights. I told you. You'll get night 1. And then Savage
Nailed himself with those clippers. Look at that.
Oh my, I can't believe this. Adonis had the match won. He let go of the sleeper too soon.
Right in the middle of the ring. Roddy with the sleeper. And it's Adrian who's fading fast. Look at the lights are going out.
And Beefcake's chasing hard outside the ring.
Brutus Beefcake came out of nowhere.
That's it.
Adonis is asleep. The adorable one has been put out, and the victor, Roddy Piper.
Yeah. God.
Because it's like
Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
crazy.
That makes me happy right now. I'm super
Jesus
excited.
Christ.
WrestleMania 4, there's a plethora, because it was the plethora. There we go. Was that the El Guapo said that in Three Amigos? He's like, a plethora. He's infamous. WrestleMania 4 was the tournament for the vacant WWF Championship. Night 2 is going to be the finals of the tournament. It's Randy Savage defeating Ted DiBiase to win his first ever WWF Heavyweight Championship. Night 1, more than likely, is going to be Hulk and Andre because they were in round 1 of the tournament. Unfortunately, that means night 1 would have ended with a fart in church because it was double DQ. Or are you going to sleep going, now that Hulk and Andre are eliminated, what the fuck's going to happen tomorrow? So you have that. I don't think there's any other match really that has the muster. The tag match of Demolition
Was there
and Strike
enough
Force.
matches that were not tournament based just to put?
that was my.
I think there was 3. There was the Bulldogs and Coco against Heenan and the Islanders. There was Honky against Beefcake for the IC title. There was Hercules and the Ultimate Warrior. Don't even joke about that. And then there was Demolition against Strike Force for the tag titles. There was 4.
Okay, so you could have enough matches to.
But you put Hogan and Andre.
Hulk and Andre are main event. Hulk and Andre are main eventing night 1, and they're ending the tournament. There's no way.
And they DQ, and then the rest of the tournament's on night 2.
What he's saying and what I'm thinking is like, were there enough matches left in the tournament to fill out a night 2 if Hogan and Andre ended night 1?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because
like
they also had and they also had the Battle Royal in the beginning of WrestleMania 4.
So you'd have to load up all the gimmick stuff in the front of the tournament and then have all the rest of the tournament after Hulk and Andre.
Yeah, because you don't have people wrestling twice or too much back to back. Like, yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, that restructures the entire tournament. Ooh, another good one.
Right,
Fuck
like
me.
we're saying logically, can Hogan and Andre? Was it too early in the tournament, or could main event night 1? That's what he was saying. With the number of
I
matches
see what you're
in the
saying.
tournament after
You're
the
right,
sense,
because
right.
we have to have the entire first round on night 1 in order for Hulk and Andre to end it. Yeah. Oh,
right.
fuck.
Was there enough matches after Hulk and Andre in
Fuck.
the tournament to fill up night 2?
This one's probably a little easier.
5 me.
WrestleMania 5, Hulk Hogan versus Randy Savage for the WWF Championship. That's night 2.
Definitely
night
night 2.
1 has got to be Rick Rude against Ultimate Warrior for the IC title.
Yeah. The hype was there, man. The hype was there.
Maybe it's Jake and Andre because of the whole Andre passing out from the boa constrictor on him or whatever. But I think you go with the Warrior and Rude. I think you test the Warrior early Because a year later,
Yeah.
WrestleMania 6, Night 2, Hulk Hogan versus the Ultimate Warrior. That's obviously going to be that. So now we have the IC champ and the heavyweight champ in the main event picture. Chad GPT, this is where we're going to get into a disagreement. Chad GPT says the main event of night 1 should have been the mixed tag, Dusty Rhodes and Sapphire against Savage and Sherry. I say nay. I don't disagree.
Well, I mean,
they're obviously
I'm
doing
gonna-
the name value of Savage and what he had meant the year before.
Right. And Dusty, by the way, I mean, Dusty's huge. So I get why it went there. But no.
You also, I think, I would overwrite that and make Demolition defeating the Colossal Connection the main event of night 1, having a tag team titles main event WrestleMania for the first time in history.
Which, by the way, that happened in SoFi. The
Yes.
tag team championship match were on the line in a main event.
In the first time ever.
It was over.
Sure, because you got Elizabeth. Look at this.
Look at this. Right over the back of Sapphire. 1, 2. It's over. They got it.
That's stuff. That's stuff.
The winner's the American Dream and Sapphire.
Why don't they bring Elizabeth in there too? She held.
Oh. 7. We go to Hogan and Slaughter, I guess, like they have to main event night 2 because it's
Whatever.
a championship. Night 1, is there any dispute that it's Randy Savage versus the Warrior in the retirement match?
No,
I don't
no,
think so.
No.
Yeah.
Moving
That's
on.
what they
That's
would have
gonna
booked
be-
it as. That's what it should have been.
WrestleMania 8. So we reviewed WrestleMania 8 a couple years ago, and we're like, this is a forgotten gem. You know, you got Savage and Flair, you got Piper and Brett. 2 great matches, and even though the match with Sid and Hogan sucked, you had the Warrior returning in the main event, right? So you have Hogan and Sid main eventing night 2. You're not going to take Hogan out of the main event. We can't. I think it's illegal for us to even negotiate that. Night 1 is obviously going to be Randy Savage versus Ric Flair, but when I think about the card, I instantly hate WrestleMania if you split it into 2 nights because the other matches were so bad. I'm like, what are we going to
Garbage.
do like on any of the other nights? So I instantly hate it.
Garbage.
But yeah, night 2, it's got to be Hogan and Sid. No matter how bad the match was, it doesn't matter. Warrior comes back. You're going to leave your pay-per-view with that. Night 1 is for the World Heavyweight Championship. Randy Savage defeats Ric Flair. I think that kind of falls into place. I just wanted to comment on the quality of the match card.
Wrestle be over. You bet. But no, it's the Macho Man. And a go behind from the outside. Hey, no! He used the trunks. He had the man by the trunks. What the hell is going on here? What is going on? I gotta get out of here. I gotta get the Ric Flair.
WrestleMania fucking 9, folks. Here we go.
Oh God! Why?
So here's what ChatGPT says, and I
Tell,
think
please tell me that the Undertaker Trent Gonzalez match headlines night 1.
that's
Please
my
tell me.
suggestion for night 2. I don't know what you're talking about. So night one, it suggests that Bret Hart defends the title against Yokozuna. In night 2,
What?
In night 2, it suggests that Hulk Hogan faces Yokozuna for the title.
Okay, fuck off.
Well,
Just move on.
not
This
even
is
that.
bullshit.
It doesn't work because the Hogan running in and
Yeah,
surprising
it all
Yokozuna.
it
that's
was
the
a
whole thing.
run-in, right.
Yeah. So I would
100%,
say
yeah.
night 2 is going to be Bret versus Yoko. Default into Hogan versus Yoko. That's night 2.
Right.
Night 1 is more than likely should be Hulk and Beefcake against DiBiase and IRS for the tag titles because Hulk was returning for the first time after a year.
I don't recall that as fond.
I'm going to twist the time vortex here and say if you were booking it, if you were McMahon, let's pretend you knew what was happening. Would you end night 1 with Yoko and Hart?
That's what ChatGPT says.
And then
Yoko
you
and
somehow
Hart? Oh,
you,
on WrestleMania 10?
9.
Yeah, you can
9.
You book
what?
it. WrestleMania 9. So it's like,
Oh,
yeah, and
Yoko
I
and
kind of
Bret.
agree with ChatGPT if they could have done it. If there's a way they could have booked it.
And then Hulk
do the
challenges
ending
Yoko that
and to-
night, so everybody
next
wants to
night.
tune in more for night 2 because now Hulk's back and he's going to
Yes.
take on Yokozuna.
No, I get
But if-
all of that.
But if you are marketing both nights and you can't say that night 2 on the Sunday night of Mania is actually Hogan and Yoko,
Right,
What do you
right.
put there
That's why I'm saying you don't ever separate the two. Like if you're going to do the surprise. But maybe you do. You surprise people. So if WrestleMania has been 2 nights,
but
I don't think it's out of the realm to think that the 9th WrestleMania of 2 nights of WrestleMania for 9 years, Vince finally says, "Why don't we lead them from night 1 into night 2? Like, why don't we end night 1 with Brett against Yoko and then hype Hogan and Yoko for night 2?"
On paper, you could sell WrestleMania before you know what's going to happen on Sunday by ending night. Oh, you can't end night 2.
I know this is. It's so funny that we're on a down for WrestleMania, but this is the most fucking intriguing.
Undertaker and Giant Gonzalez, right? From a story perspective, without knowing that it's going to be garbage, like the 2 biggest men. Yeah. You could technically close a Mania with that, but then you would know then why is the championship on night 1?
So then you would change it. You would put Yoko and Brett on night 2, and then you would you would have the tag match in the middle of night 1, and then you have Hogan Beefcake kick off night 2 against DiBiase. They lose by DQ. Hogan's done, I guess, and then he comes back at the end of night 2 and does that. You could do that as well. And you end night 1 with Giant Gonzalez and The Undertaker.
Wow.
I want that. I actually want that. I need that in my life. No, I did.
How many people wouldn't have come back?
This is the best. Wrestling would have ended. Like people would have like, fuck this shit.
They're like, fuck this.
Then we go to WrestleMania 10, which there's a lot of options here too. Night 2 is going to be Brett against Yokozuna. We all know that. But leading into WrestleMania 10, there was that triangle because Brett and Luger tied going over the top rope for Royal Rumble. So they both technically should get shots at Yoko. So ChatGPT said night 2 Bret Hart against Yoko for the title. Makes sense. Night 1, it's saying that Shawn and Razor should main event in a ladder match for the Intercontinental title. However, you could also say that night 1 should end with Luger and Yoko for the WWF heavyweight title, because that's what the whole buildup was to that. And you still start off night 1, or do you start off night 2 with Owen and Brett losing? I gotta do the storyline. Is it fair to make Brett wrestle twice in one night? Since
Brett and Owen leading off night 1
because the whole point about WrestleMania 10 was
he gets a whole day. It leads into the controversy.
The whole point about WrestleMania 10 was both Yoko and Luger and Brett had the potential to wrestle twice. The reason why they did Owen and Brett is so when Luger and Yoko wrestled, Brett had to also wrestle a match. So in a way...
But imagine if you stretch it. Yoko beats Luger on night 1. You could call that main event. And then Brett loses to...
Owen on the opening of night 2.
Night 1. On the opening
or night 1. You're saying night 1.
Night 1 even.
Okay.
They both get a day. They both get a day to recover.
That's what I'm saying.
And then it's Brett v. Yoko. It's Oh, there's still controversy, but it's like, oh man, what do we do? Like,
and the ladder match can go night 1 or night 2. What do you do with the ladder match? Like at that point, if you I still you still. Oh man, I mean, I'm just shooting from the hip, but this might be my favorite episode we've ever done. I'm not gonna lie right now.
This is fun.
We're only at WrestleMania 11, and I am.
It's so much fantasy booking. But honestly, you do Brett Owen, and then you go right to Yoko Lex, and then you main event. Like fucking the ladder match, and then everything plays out on night 2. It's so fucking cool.
But I think if you're marketing it and actually making WrestleMania 10, it's what should kind of be. But from a logical standpoint, you probably have Brett and Yoko both wrestle once. So night 1 ends in Yoko and Luger, and night 2 is Bret Hart and Yoko.
Yeah, and then you would have to expand these cards because
This might be the closest that you feel.
So that means that means the 8-man tag match that got bumped never gets bumped. It has plenty of room.
My God, that's right.
Yeah, so that whole Jeff Jarrett, there was like an 8-man tag match or whatever that they in the Quebecers, and they bumped it because they didn't have time. That's
a night 1 match for.
That's a night 2 opener right there. Just fucking open the fucking show with that shit.
Stop it. That's ridiculous.
They main event night 2 with the 8-man. So okay, we got to stop because I'm gonna vomit, and we're going over. That's amazing. I love this fucking episode. WrestleMania 11, Lawrence Taylor gets Bam Bam Bigelow. begrudgingly we have to do it, so it's going to main event night 2, or do we main event night? ChatGPT says night 1 should be for the world heavyweight title, Diesel against Shawn Michaels. I agree.
Oh shit.
Do we just do that for night 2 and do LT and Bam Bam? But LT and Bam Bam were the main media kind of hype like going in. So do they still main event night 2, or do we main event night 1 with Bam Bam and LT, and then we do night 2
that's
with?
hard.
I think you main event night 2 to make more people tune in for the last night. I guess. I don't know. I don't
What
like
did
WrestleMania
ChatGPT
11.
say
I really hate WrestleMania 11. What, Craig?
ChatGPT said night 2 was
Lawrence Taylor and Bam Bam, and night 1 was Diesel and Shawn.
I'd say we almost have a precedent where the heavyweight title's got to be defended on. Even though the main marketing for the thing was Taylor and Bam Bam, I would put Diesel and Shawn last on night 2.
Thank you. I said that about wrestling just in one night. I said that I don't know why LT and Bam Bam had to main event it. Like, you're selling it. Once people bought the pay-per-view, if you put Bam Bam on LT in the middle of the card, no one's going to be like, I want my money back. You always end it with the world title. There's no reason why they ever should have not ended it with Diesel and Shawn, even with the one-night affair. But I agree with you, Craig. I'm going that way. WrestleMania.
Lawrence Taylor, ladies and gentlemen, on the rope, and he caught him! Cover! Get in there, DiBiase! He got it! I cannot believe it! Here is your winner, Lawrence Taylor!
I'm going that way. WrestleMania 12. Unfortunately, we have to end night 2 with Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels in the Iron Man match. That's going to be the main event. ChatGPT says night 1 is the Undertaker versus Diesel for the streak. I can't think of another.
No.
Because
the streak starts to come into play.
well,
here.
I don't know.
Piper
They
and Gold
don't
does-
talk about the streak here, but I'm just saying it's for the streak. Looking back in the past, they did not talk about it here.
That's very tough. Because Piper and Goldust, because it was such a cinematic
Oh
match.
fuck, that's a good fucking idea, Craig. God damn it.
But I think you could maybe Piper and Goldust.
You main
ends
event
night
that
1.
with their live portion in the ring. They do the
I just laugh
fuck.
because all that is video recording.
Yeah.
And I laugh.
Well,
because,
no,
like,
you do
what
that.
if
You
they-
do that in the middle. You do that in the middle of night.
No. I
one.
was gonna say jokingly, what if it was night 1 and then night 2? They're like, oh, they're
That's
still
a
driving.
fucking well. So okay. Well, then you don't do main event.
I'm being so dumb right now, but it made me laugh.
No, Dave, no. But you just don't main event that with either one. You play the video in the middle of night 1, and then you have them come out in night 2. But then you can't have the cool shit where Goldust is wearing.
They can't walk into
Yeah,
it.
the same stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to do that in the same night, I guess. But that
I like
that's
that,
not
though.
a bad
I think
idea
that
to
could
main
work.
event WrestleMania the night 1 with
Piper
Piper.
and Goldust.
It's Roddy Piper.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can give it Undertaker and Diesel.
They've
like the
been
match
driving
before.
all night. Oh my god.
This one's easy. WrestleMania 13, night 2, The Undertaker defeats Psycho Sid for the WWF title, and night 1 is Brett in Austin. I don't think there's. You just skedaddle past that. WrestleMania 14, Steve Austin and Shawn Michaels for the WWF Championship. Austin wins his first ever WWF title. That's the main event of night 2. Night 1, Undertaker against Kane. I do not disagree. I hate the match, but the storyline is like the second biggest
On
thing.
point.
Besides Austin.
Agreed.
WrestleMania 15 is a little weird. We have Steve Austin and The Rock, which will definitely main event night 2 for the world title. Night 1, ChatGPT says Undertaker and Big Boss Man and Hell in the Cell. So they're going to end night 1 with the Boss Man being hung on a noose.
With a hanging. But, well, I mean, if you're gonna,
which
if
I'm
you're
not going to
gonna
dispute that because I want
if you're
that.
if you're gonna leave him guessing, like, is he dead? And you just turn the lights out and everybody goes home.
Yeah.
Everybody goes home. I think Boss Man's dead.
I think he's dead. And they don't talk about it on night 2 at all.
WrestleMania 16 and 17. I think it's easy. Go ahead, Craig.
WrestleMania. I'm just gonna quickly throw a bone in for WrestleMania 15.
Okay.
What if you can't do Helen? No, they wouldn't do it. Okay, but I'm thinking from a celebrity standpoint, maybe if it was a bigger deal, Bart Gunn and Butterbean at the end of night 1.
Oh no!
That's
But
good,
I don't
Craig.
know even in that time during weighing, like
You're
that's
not.
big
You're
enough to
not.
anchor.
You're on. to
That's
something.
good shit, Craig.
get-
That's good
I get
shit.
that.
Yeah, that's
I
good
get
shit. I like that. I like that a lot.
Oh my god, it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, Russo's gonna be, bro. Give me night 1. That's all I ask. Give me
That's
night
all.
1. That's all I need,
all
bro,
I
to
would
cement my legacy.
And bro, I promise you,
16
bro.
and 17, I'm going to say I agree with Chat GPT. When you hear me
100?
speak these words, you will allow it to happen.
Okay,
WrestleMania
100.
16, night 2 main event is going to be the McMahon in every corner, Triple H versus The Rock versus Mick Foley versus The Big Show. That's going to be main event on night 2. Night 1 is going to be a tables match, tables and chairs match against Edge, Christian, Hardy Boys, and Dudley. The next year at WrestleMania 17, we're not.
Did that open, by the way?
No, it was like middle of the card. WrestleMania 17, we are not going to dispute Austin and The Rock for the WWF title. We all know that. Sure. Night 2. Night 1 will be a rematch, but in a different match. Edge, Christian, Hardy Boys, Dudley Boys in TLC 2 for WrestleMania 17. So you're going to have tag teams, main event, WrestleMania 16, and then do the same thing WrestleMania 17, just different stipulations on each match. But same.
But how do you, from a marketing standpoint, how do you not put Shane and his dad in the end of night 1 instead of the TLC?
Fuck, Craig, I did not even think of that.
Yeah,
it's a better quality. TLC was a better quality.
I did not even think of that. Oh my god, you're right.
If you think about the match before,
holy shit,
they're definitely booking the McMahons, but TLC goes right before it.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Vince is in one corner. Shane is in another.
There's no way.
There is absolutely no way in hell Shane can do that. Oh my God! Shane with a drop kick. Shane drop kick the steel. The trash can right into the face of his father. The leg is hooked. And by God, it's over.
Here is your winner, Shane McMahon.
Yeah.
You're right.
I feel you.
No, you're right, Craig. Night 1 is Shane and Vince.
See,
You're
Craig.
right.
Craig sees this from a production standpoint, Jess.
I don't like it, but I do like it. I like it a lot.
I don't like it, but I love it.
This one's easy. We're gonna move past this. Triple H, WrestleMania 18. Triple H defeats Chris Jericho for the undisputed heavyweight championship. Night 1 is Hogan and Rock. I say you flip it. I say night one is Triple H and Jericho. Night 2 is Hogan and Rock. So this is where we flip it at this point.
Post production, yes.
Well, even I think in live time, if you had a choice and you had 2 nights, I think you just tell Triple H, "I'm sorry, you're going night 1."
Do you think?
Like,
Do you think they knew what that match was going to be?
But
No,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You would not. Hogan and The Rock were on the cover of the poster, so you would not. Yeah, you would not.
So they
you would just.
they knew the nostalgia to your point.
I think there are very few exceptions to
I
not
concede,
having.
sir.
There's very few exceptions to not having the WWE Championship on the second night, but having Rock and Hogan, those 2 names, is one of the very few exceptions that can do it.
It's so cool. It's like, I'm not going to do it. I won't wrestle that match.
WrestleMania 19, night 2 is going to be Kurt Angle against Brock Lesnar for the WWE Heavyweight Championship.
That's night 1.
No, night 2. Night 1. Chat GPT said The Rock versus Steve Austin, which I don't disagree with, except for I think Hulk and McMahon might have taken
one.
Yeah.
Some of the camera angles, Jess, you and I have talked about it forever, where Vince comes up and he's bloody. And
it would be hard to have 2 WrestleManias and tell The Rock and Steve Austin you're not going to get either main event. That would be rough. You have to think about that. That would be rough. However, Hulk and McMahon is kind of why they were all there.
Like, how different was it back then? Where that the big gold belt was just was definitely lower quality.
Well, to Dave's point, yes, like to the fans, but to Triple H, no, because he was the world champion, so no.
Right.
So no, you're right. Night 1 would be Booker and Triple H. Night 2 would be Angle and Brock, and then Rock and Austin would go on night 2, and Hulk and Vince would go on night 1. Like before the main events. Yeah. WrestleMania 20. I think it gets a little bit more. I think it gets easier here. Well, it doesn't get easier here, actually. WrestleMania 20, night 2, Chris Benoit, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, triple threat. That's the main event.
And just so We're at half an hour, and we're at number 20. Do we want to split this up?
No,
and do like the first 20
it'll
WrestleManias?
start going faster because I think as we get to you have the TLC matches too. So like maybe it doesn't. But let's just see how it goes. WrestleMania 20, night 2, Chris Benoit defeats Triple H and Shawn Michaels for the World Heavyweight Championship.
No.
That was the main event, so it is going to be night 2. You can't dispute it, Dave. It happened.
Angle.
Night 1 is Eddie Guerrero against Kurt Angle, according to ChatGPT.
Switch it up.
However, you also have Mick Foley and The Rock against Evolution. That was a huge match. So that could have main event in night 1, and then you have both title matches on night 2.
Yeah, you put it just for night 2, and Kurt
and Dave, Triple H will not allow you to book Eddie Guerrero and Kurt Angle above him, so it's not going to happen. He won't allow it. Shawn Michaels also will not allow it. On top of that, so and then Vince McMahon will be like, whatever they want, Dave. Just stop making problems. Stop making problems.
They've been sucking me off for 20 years. Whatever
Yeah. Yeah. So WrestleMania 21, night 1, JBL against John Cena. John Cena wins his first ever title. Night 2, Triple H and Batista. I think that's appropriate. I think that's what we do.
All right.
And 21. WrestleMania 22. Night 2 is John Cena against Triple H for the WWE Championship. Night 1 is Rey Mysterio, Kurt Angle, Randy Orton. Not going to argue with that either. Even though there was
Rey's first title.
Even though there's TLC matches now on every card from WrestleMania 21, I still think you just end with each world championships. I think you try to fucking make your world titles important. Heaven forbid that's what you do. WrestleMania 23.
There's no way. Wait, hold on. There's no way that Edge and Foley couldn't be marketed or put as one of the main events. Because now it's tougher because there's two. Because there's 2 men's titles. But if there's an attraction bigger than one of the titles, that's what I'm looking at now. So like,
I guess maybe it's hindsight. I didn't see it. I didn't see it as.
But is it easier to do both world titles? I think once you start now that Craig, they're doubling down on both world titles. Do you honor that and just kind of do that as an easy default? Is my question.
Was it good enough? Was it good enough?
WrestleMania 23, same situation, right? We also had a TLC match, but night 2 is John Cena against Shawn Michaels for the WWE title, and night 1 is Undertaker and Batista for the heavyweight championship. Do you not do Undertaker and Batista, or do you do that and just have the TLC match?
I don't see how you don't. I just don't like it.
But Undertaker and Batista stole the show, in my opinion. I mean, Shawn and Cena was really good, but we reviewed this, and Taker and Batista made us all happy and smile and be super.
Off the turnbuckle. Undertaker. Oh my! Look at this! Tombstone pile driver! Wow! There's 2! We have a new world champion! Oh my God! Here's your winner and the new world heavyweight champion, The Undertaker! 15-0!
Be super excited.
Send us home happy.
Trump would be upset that he wasn't main eventing one of the.
Well, he's not. Was he 23? He was 23.
The Battle of the Billionaires.
Shit, Craig, you're right. That has to main event night 1. You're right.
Let's move on.
It does. David, let's talk about this. Let's stop right here.
I'll see y'all tomorrow. Sorry.
WrestleMania 24. Instantly, I'm going to dispute this. Night 2, Taker against Edge. That's fine. That's fair enough. Night 1 is Triple H versus Randy Orton versus John Cena. That's a negative. Taker and Edge main event night 1, and Flair and Shawn main event night 2. I think that's pretty easy.
I'm so sorry. I love you. Or is it
I'm good with that.
Yes, that's the retirement match for Ric Flair. You cannot tell me that at least one of the nights Ric Flair is not going to main event with Shawn. You got to change that.
Flair wants to fight. Oh! My God, what a shot! Michaels with a big, and yes! Yes!
Here is your winner, the Heartbreak
WrestleMania 25, night 2 is Triple H versus Randy Orton in a bullshit match where Randy Orton should have won, but he did not win. And night 1 will be Taker against Shawn Michaels in their first match. Yeah, I'd say give me that.
Wow.
Give me that.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense on paper, but if you knew it was going to happen, you would reverse that.
Well,
That
sure,
makes any sense.
but either way, they're going to get one of the main events of the year: Shawn Michaels and Taker. And
Wait,
then
so
night
do
2,
you
Right,
want-
that's true.
and then night 2, they will main event night 2 in the career versus streak match: Shawn Michaels and Undertaker. And then night 1, John Cena against Batista. I don't think you fight that. I think John Cena and Batista, they are the two people that always vied for Vince's top spot, right? Ever since WrestleMania 21.
Right.
So I think that's WrestleMania 26 is set. That's fine. 27, main event is going to be The Miz versus John Cena. The Rock is host here on this site, and he interferes in the last match and causes Miz to beat John Cena.
Has to be
The
nice to
second
be.
ever only heel to win the main event of WrestleMania was The Miz. The first one was Triple H winning WrestleMania 2000, where he won the McMahon in every corner match. So we got that. We have The Miz night 1, Undertaker against Triple H. Sure. Fair. Fine. Everything's fine. WrestleMania 28. This is where it gets a little dicey here, a little weird. Main event night 2, The Rock versus John Cena. Absolutely. Not for a title, by the way. Not for a title. Remember that. Main event of night 1 is going to be The Undertaker against Triple H in the Hell in a Cell. Not for a world title. So this will be the first WrestleMania where no titles were in the main event, if you listen to ChatGPT.
What were the title matches?
CM Punk against Chris Jericho for the WWE Championship.
Wow.
And Daniel Bryan losing in 10 seconds to Sheamus in the opening match for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Oh, my God.
So I would say no, that CM Punk still won't make. You have to go with The Rock and John Cena, and then you have to go with Taker and Triple H and Hell in a Cell. That's what you have to do. Because
This is where CM Punk had legitimate beef, by the way.
Yes,
This
yes.
makes sense.
That's why.
Oh, John. This is great.
This is awesome. John Cena.
It is electrifying. It is.
And there's The Rock. Rock bottom. Rock bottom. Rock bottom. The Rock has beaten John Cena.
I don't know where this match.
Oh, man.
The Rock from out of nowhere.
Now 29
So
gets a
Undertaker
little
Triple H
easier.
night,
A little
wait,
easier.
Undertaker Triple H night 1, right? Undertaker Triple H Hell in a Cell night 1.
Night 1, and then Cena
then
and The Rock night 2.
Yeah. That's
Not
correct.
for a
Okay.
title. So no world title is
Right.
going to be a main event this year for the first
No, I
time
love
ever.
that. Even the IC title, none of the big three were
Yep.
were in that mix
Yeah.
at all.
29, though, it changed a little bit. It's the rematch. It's night 2, John Cena versus The Rock. John Cena defeats The Rock for the WWE
For the
Heavyweight
title.
Championship. The night number 1 is going to be Undertaker against CM Punk for the streak. CM Punk would have gotten his WrestleMania main event. He never would have quit, folks. He would have got what he wanted. He would have went away for a year to heal, and he'd be back. He legitly never would have quit. Can you imagine? ChatGPT solved the CM Punk.
Yeah.
But you know what? He might have retired before, and we wouldn't be able to enjoy him now. So there's that.
Sure.
WrestleMania 30, Randy Orton versus Batista versus Daniel Bryan. That's night 2. No problem. Night 1, Brock Lesnar gets The Undertaker for the streak. You end with Lesnar on night 1 beating Brock Lesnar or beating Undertaker for the streak on night 1. And you go to bed
Yeah.
upset, super pissed.
Okay.
All right, we're on the home stretch here. Here we go.
You're going to tune in tomorrow for sure.
Yeah, WrestleMania 31. The main event of night 2 is Brock Lesnar against Roman with Seth coming down and cashing in. Absolutely, you keep that. Night
Good
1.
deal.
Night 1, Sting versus Triple H. What do you think? What do you think?
Nope.
Yeah, they opened the show with the ladder match for the Intercontinental, the TLC. Why am I fucking struggling? That's also was on that card as well. So do you main event WrestleMania 31
No.
with that, or do you do Sting and Triple H?
Oh no! Triple H with a sledgehammer! The head of that sledgehammer right off the skull of Sting! Triple H crawling to the cover! Wait a minute! Wait a minute! Shoulders down and the game prevails!
I think they would. There was enough meat on the bone where you could have blown out Triple H and Sting on night one.
But dare I
Rollins
say
and Lesnar.
that you put Seth and Randy to open night 2?
Sure. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Just spitballing.
Oh, so he
All right.
wrestles twice. Okay. Oh, of course, duh, because he cashes in. Yeah. Okay.
We're on the final
'cause he
stretch.
cashed
Last 4. WrestleMania 32, night 2. Triple H versus Roman Reigns. That happened. We got to agree with that. Night 1, Shane
It
McMahon
happened.
versus The Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell, where Shane McMahon says, we don't like Mick Foley anymore, so I have to fall off the cage to make everyone forget what Mick Foley did.
Oh my gosh.
But it's got to, I would say that's probably going to main event night 1. Craig, what do you see on WrestleMania 32 that would make me think different?
This is pretty bad.
It was really bad. It was the first Dallas WrestleMania. It was terrible.
This could be the very first year, but I'm trying to think back whether it was prestigious enough. I think the match was good enough, but is there any world where Charlotte defeating Becky and Sasha could be night 1 and justify the women?
So, Craig, I'm glad you said that. That match ended up being the best match on the card that night. But you can't really book in hindsight like that. Is this the first year that you're going to give the women the main event, though? I'm not saying it's not deserved. I think probably you're correct. This match, match did steal the show.
This match actually turned heads and said maybe they should main event WrestleMania.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to, because I don't know the answer to that. And
That's
I think
a good.
You're right.
No, you know what? That's a good.
wait.
Craig all night long. Has been the voice of reason.
I think my thinking's 4 years behind here. I don't know whether they would ever do it at this point, whether it was prestigious enough to put it.
I think the ladies match turned their heads at that point and goes, they could do this.
But
I think
when
Dave has a good
when
point.
Did the women,
they saw this match that inspires them to do it later, so it kind of can't main event here.
So you think they could have put it?
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. WrestleMania 33. Roman Reigns against The Undertaker. And the main event of night 2. I'm sorry that we have to keep that, but it actually main evented, so we got to keep it.
That's what it is.
And then we had night 1 would be Goldberg against Brock Lesnar. I'm fine with that. I would like for you to heat me up that and not serve it to me and just spoon feed it to me. It's fine. Because they tore guardrails down and it was like this 5-minute amazing fucking like that's what it was. Like, so I want this. Night 1 main event. Yes. This has to happen.
Yep.
It was great.
100%.
WrestleMania 34.
Wait,
the
so
main
what?
event. Go ahead, Craig.
What? So what 2 matches did what night 1? Night 1's main event is what?
Night 2 was Roman Reigns and Undertaker, which actually main evented WrestleMania 33. Right. Night 1 is Goldberg against Brock Lesnar. Their rematch from Survivor Series where it was great. It's fantastic.
Got it.
I recommend that being night 1 for sure. WrestleMania 34, and Goldberg gets his first WrestleMania main event. Absolutely crazy. WrestleMania 34, Brock Lesnar, night 2, faces Roman Reigns. Everybody boos Roman Reigns. It's when they were shoving him down our throat. But that has to do it. I'm sorry. Night 1 is going to be Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle versus Triple H and Stephanie. We were there live.
Yep.
We were there live. So do you do that match? You do that match. You don't do AJ and Shinsuke, right?
No, I mean,
was that?
No,
I think was that. You said you were there live. Was that New Orleans?
Yeah, that was New Orleans. The first time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that felt. You know what? And
no,
that
second New Orleans. That was second New
felt,
Orleans pay-per-view.
Yeah, that mixed tag felt back then like it could have headlined 9-1.
Yes, that would be. You're right.
Without a
that would be
problem.
night 1.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't have any issues with that.
Oh my God! Stephanie taps. Rousey may have broken her arm.
Here are your winners by submission, Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey.
You just saw Dana White here in the house to celebrate and witness this incredible moment for the new chapter in the career of Ronda Rousey.
I cannot say how impressed I am with the in-ring debut tonight of Ronda Rousey.
Got it. WrestleMania 35, the final WrestleMania with only one night. After this, they go to 2 nights. Night 2, Dave, here it is. Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch. Main event of night 2. Main event of night 1. Main event of night 1, absolutely. Kofi Kingston defeats Daniel Bryan to win the
I don't-
WWE Championship.
I don't argue any of that.
There it
I
is.
don't-
That's actually
No.
probably of all the things that we just discussed, that is the perfect night 1 and night 2.
I mean, to your point, that argument, it might have been that WrestleMania said we got to put these into 2 nights.
Yeah. Yep.
That was the tipping point.
After
you know?
the pandemic was and
that
WrestleMania
and
36.
COVID.
Yeah, the pandemic did. So there it is. Man, I love this show. I love this episode.
Yeah, that was good stuff. That was good
That's
stuff.
fun.
I really like that a lot.
For audio fans, give us a listen on Apple, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. And for video, check us out on YouTube and our wrestling channel. And just would love it if you just give us a follow on Instagram at O.W.P 2019.
Happy WrestleMania, you dumb fucks. Excuse, I'm so
Sorry
sorry.
myself. This is the
So
O.W.P
sorry.
signing off.
That's not what I meant.
Have a good one.